Hello and welcome to this new video. I will make this video for Somewhat Girl. They have an awesome new release with all gnome things, and today we are going to create with the gnome houses. So what we will start about is coloring these gnome houses, and I really just love it. When I saw it, I immediately thought of the fairy digital stamps she has, and I thought it would be fun to have these houses in the tree and then have a fairy flying next to it, because I thought, yeah, it's like a fairy tale scene you can make with these gnome houses. I really love them. If you like to see my coloring process, I will now show you that and explain a little which colors that I used. But if you don't, I will put a speech bubble somewhere on the screen right now, so you can see where you have to wind forward to, so you can skip the coloring part, but you can still see the rest of the card making. So, for the coloring, I first colored the background scene, and I'm sorry that it's a little bit darker, but I made my video when it started to be night and I wasn't quite, I didn't know that it was such a difference on my camera. So anyway, for the colors that I used for my stem and the tree, of course, I used the colors E47, E37, E35, E33 and E31. And when I was coloring it up, I started, of course, with the shading with the E37, but then at the end I didn't like the fact that the houses were a little bit they faded a little bit away in it, so that's why I made some shadows around the houses with E47 at the end. And so that's it. It just made the houses pop a little bit more, and I really love that effect. And I also put some stripes or flicks on the tree, because I thought that looked more like a realistic more realistic tree actually. So the next part that I'm coloring will be the houses, of course, and I start with some Y3, Y1 and Y0, and I also use a little bit of a very light brown, because I liked it. A mushroom has like this gray brownish color, and so that's why I also put some E00 in it, or I thought it was E00, but it was a really light brown color. After coloring the houses, I of course need to color the roofs of the houses, or the rest of the mushroom. And for the rest of the mushroom, I used my R29 or 27 or 05 and R22. And that's how I did that. And for the rest of the card, I used some yellows and some greens for the doors and windows. And for the yellow, I think I did use YR15 and then Y15 and then Y08 and 06 or something like that. I also used some orange, and that these colors were YR04 and YR07 with the E15. And for the green colors, I really don't know it anymore, but I think I used some G07, G14 and YG23. So that's all about the colors. Then of course I use some blue colors, but I really don't. I think I just used like B2, B00 and a very light, even a lighter blue, but I think it was BG10 maybe. But I'm sorry if I'm not correct completely, but I think that's around the right colors that I used, if you are interested in that, of course. What else do I have to say? What I really like, because I have a lot of questions about my coloring, but I think I don't do like the crazy coloring kind of things. But I think what I like the most, what I do when I'm coloring, at the end I like to pop the image a little bit with my white gel pen, and that really makes my images goes alive and look more realistic, or looks a little bit more cute. And I think that's something, yeah, you just have to go for it. Don't hesitate, just try it out, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. But I was very happy when I started doing it, and now I do it on each image, so I really should say like go for it because it's fun to do. Oh yes, and I also used some black. I can remember it now when I'm seeing me coloring. And for the black I used 100, I used BV29 and probably C7. So these are our colors that I used. I'm going to put some music on and let you keep on watching a little bit. It's not so long anymore. And then I will start over again with explaining how I finished the rest of the card. So it was early morning again, so that I had, because I saw the video was a little bit dark. So for the rest of the video it will be beautiful bright. So here you can see I did make my you saw my scene, and I just put my scene through my die cutting machine, and I had this beautiful die that punch out some holes in it so you can sew around your card. And I always love people watching sewing, and I don't do it so much, but I really love the effect. And for something like this, I really like to have just a scene on my card. But when you put lots of other things on it, then it's just too busy. So what I decided is to sew around a little border around my scene, and here you can see how I do that with a back stitch. So I'm going in a hole, and of course it's a little bit speed up, maybe a little bit too fast, but I think you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm going through the hole, going back to the previous hole, and then I'm going again to the first hole to go in front of that, if that even makes sense. Here you can see I just put some washi tape at the back sides to put all threads in a good size, to put it on the back. And then I colored this fairy because I love her so much, and it's just so cute to have these houses. And then the fairy, I think she has wings, so maybe it makes more sense that it's not really a gnome house but a fairy houses for me. And yeah, I colored her with lots of the same colors actually. And you can see how I use my gel pen for the rest of it. I didn't want to just be like that, so what I used were just some puffy clouds. I die cutted them from some vellum and just some white paper, and that is how I liked it, because I thought it just has to be a little bit more than just the fairy next to the houses, and these clouds just make that, gives that little something more. And then I'm putting her on a little bit pop dots, not too much, but some that are like medium thick. And I'm happy with my placement of my clouds. That kept me wondering for a little bit, like where should it go. I didn't want to show up the glue from on the vellum one, so I really had like watching like where should it go. And I also used some glossy accents on her eyes, on her little berry in her hair. and on all the windows of the houses, I think, and that's it, I think. Here I did use another great stamp from Summit Girl. So the fairy, her name is like Giggling Fairy, I think. And I used Make Life a Fairy Tale, and that one is from a clear stamp set from Summer Girl, and that clear stamp set goes Snow White, and the gnome houses are just gnome houses, and it's a new digital image. And of course, you need to know that there are a lot of other digital stamps that were going out this week. So if you like to see all the other new digital images, because this one is just one and there were a lot of more lovely ones. There is like a beautiful gnome girl, a gnome boy, a fishing gnome, and etc. So this is how my card ended up. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked my video. If you like to watch more, at the end of the video I will put you to you can click on my previous video, and of course you can always watch my blog or watch my YouTube channel and check out some more things you like from me. Bye bye, see you the next time.